All right, guys, today I'm pretty excited. We're going to have another conversation with digital agency support. These guys are all paid digital ads, and anything you want to know, they're here local here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we're going to kick it off with just talking about what other topics that we plan on deep diving into in the future. So stick around and hear these two brothers go at it. It's quite comical, and they're full of knowledge as well. All right, well, I'm very excited here today, everybody, to meet with the Melcher brothers. How do we say this, Jeff and Lynn? Who's taller?
I am.
All right, perfect. Started off there, and now you know how this is going to go. So, seriously, this is Lynn Melcher and Jeff Melcher. I'll let you guys determine who's the elder from Digital Agency Support.
DOS for short.
DOS for short. Okay. Paid digital ads is your specialty.
That is.
And I don't know which one you cut your teeth on Google ads, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Both of us. Originally, yes.
All right.
Now we do a little bit of all of it.
So I'm not really sure where to begin here. How do I start? Who's smarter? Who's the more technical?
We have the same answer every time. So let's just get this.
I know.
Move on.
Yeah, I know. Did I get it right? So
honestly, he's better on the technical side, and I'm better at dealing with people.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know which one's better.
Sounds about
Well,
right.
if you don't deal with people, you don't have anybody to do technical shit for. So I should get paid more.
Right.
That's what he always
Hey,
says.
salesmen, honestly,
Sales guys,
salesmen rule. They should, if you want to have a business.
Well, without sales, nothing.
You're the smartest guy in the world sitting in your basement. And there's a lot of you out there, aren't there? I know you.
Yeah, totally. So today's going to be pretty fun, though. As you can tell, this is a kind of a snazzy group. I don't know how you say this. Little snappy, you guys are full of sarcasm and a little witty, I would say.
That's how we grew up.
Yeah.
Have you met our mom?
Yes, but it was brief, so I didn't really have a deep conversation. But I have met the three of you, so
Right.
And by the way,
He's calling you too.
We are family in a very very weird Mexican way. So I'll claim you. That's my Mexican side. Yeah, that's a story for another podcast. But seriously, here this is going to be one of I'm really excited to talk. This is the second time that Jeff's been on, and we kind of started talking about before, just breaking down Google a little bit, and we were trying to in our first conversation just try to understand and get different groupings of what we could talk about for future podcasts.
Okay.
And I'm pretty stoked to. There's going to be another gentleman by the name of Adam Klein jumping on, and then also Justin Blake, to just pretty much talk about Google and AI and just ads and just kind of the digital marketing stuff as a whole, what you guys experience, you guys being full-time, digital marketers. I am the Yahoo business guy trying to, glean information off of you guys. So I'm really excited to talk about paid ads and have a long list of what Jeff
what
and I
we
went
won't
through.
get to.
So now we're but what we are going to get to is we're going to kind of punch through this bad boy, right. And and then hopefully see what else, Lynn, that you're going to add to it, in which you already hit the nail on the head. One of them is sales,
Very important.
right? And how some of these things are going to help sales. Since we did a podcast, Jimmy and I jumped out here and did one, and it was specific to creating marketing content to help educate for sales purposes, right? And that was our last podcast that we did not just make. I'm good at making content for no purpose whatsoever.
Oh, well,
okay.
That's my gift.
Is that what we're in the middle of right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Here it is.
We can do this.
And you see a lot of that. No, you see everybody, these content, you need content. That's all fine and dandy, but if you don't have somebody that's able to take the content, chop it up, put it out onto the landscape of digital advertising with a succinct message, it's a waste of time, So, you've got a Facebook person who's doing content this way, and you've got a TikTok person doing content this way, and if somebody's not ruling that roost, it's water. You're washing through a sieve. I'm amazed at watching companies do that over and over. There's not a consistent message. It's like, let's try this. Okay. Let's throw some money at that. Okay. And there's no linking of it.
Guilty. Yeah, no, it's precisely why we all need professionals in our lives, because you're right. And I'm firsthand experience of that. You can see it as many posts as we've made. They've been very kind of just a little too all over the place, arguably. And we really didn't even on the podcast side, it's not like we come in here overly prepared. right? And the goal here with our first meeting was to come in with an agenda so we could specifically talk and be prepared.
Right.
So this is not that podcast, just to be clear. It's still high levels. So don't,
I'm just,
don't pick on us.
I'm touching on the points to kind of bring it down a little to the next level.
Yeah, and that's great. That's why you are the king of sales.
Yeah.
In this group here.
Yes.
Right? All right.
Usually, like everybody, I'm just selling myself, which is pretty cheap.
Would you agree with that, too?
Oh, yeah. He sells himself very cheap.
I'm glad you're here to bring up the value. So, it's, again, Google's such a big, bad world. And I, speaking firsthand experience, didn't understand the difference between a web page and a website and a landing page and
a squeeze page
and all these different pages. I just thought a website was a website. I didn't. Why do I need a WordPress site versus why can't I just go to this Wix builder? GoDaddy's selling me something cheap for like $4.99 a month. I can build something. What's the problem here, fellas? So it's been very eye-opening.
Good.
Well, it's not been good. It's been terrible.
Well, I mean, we're getting some value out there so other people don't do what you've done.
Yeah, totally. And that's what this is about, right? And hopefully we can, help educate people. That is the goal. So, Jeff, you're talking way too much.
I know. I'm just listening to you guys. It's the brilliance in the room.
Is that what it is? Yes. You just sit back.
Yes.
The wise man who doesn't say anything. But when he does, it's just profound.
Nuggets. Just nuggets.
Just bring it.
Yeah.
We'll just stare at him.
Can't stare at both of you. Hold on.
So let's just let's just take it from the top and recap kind of what you and I talked about. Just kind of start the conversation from there. So obviously we were talking about SEO right out of the gates, search engine optimization. We talked about that analytics should be a big high topic of importance. Google Maps, Google My Business, local service ads. How much should I be spending? Ooh, good old AI. That's a big one. How do platforms work and wait, I can't read my writing. And who should we use? That's which, and who should use which?
Which businesses should we?
Right,
yeah, which, but there we go. That's what I was trying. I was trying
brick and mortar? Are you
right? And that is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
All right, big deal. eCommerce, posted, brick and mortar,
Service business, business to business, B2C. It's
digital fencing.
It's all a little
What kind of
different.
messages do you want to give?
See, there we go. Digital fencing. I don't think I have that over here. Let's see. We have value of building a podcast is one of our topics, and why is video good for paid ads was another one. So, anything that you feel like we've left off of there? Because I'm sure you could rattle off a bunch.
There's a lot more to it, but that's a good start. I mean,
Great
touch
start.
on each one of those, get into it, drill it down a little bit, and try to tie them together again. I'm going to keep circling back to that because I really see that as a loss in the market many times.
And why do you say that?
Because, like I said earlier, it comes down to, you want to try something so somebody sells you on it, and then it does or doesn't work, and then you try something else. But at no time do you get a message that is consistent. People buy on stories. People buy on trust. People buy and create brand loyalty. If you're not driving those things, then yeah, you might get a one-off sale, but nobody wants a one-off. You want somebody who's going to come back again and come back again, and they see you over here and they see you over there. If they're only seeing you on TikTok, but people go to other sites, people go to other places, you're losing sales. But if a consistent message happens across multiple mediums, you know who they are. You see a Clydesdale and a dog sitting on a wagon. Who is it?
Hey, you caught me writing notes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Help me out here.
Yeah, help out, Jeff, please.
Budweiser.
Okay. See,
Bud.
Wise.
Gotcha. I didn't even catch it. Sitting there thinking something. Yeah, but no question. We know those Bud horses for sure. Those Clydesdales are badass.
And they don't even use them anymore, and the younger generation not as much. And I get that, but I was just using it as a reference. They've branded themselves in such a way where across the medium, and you want to kind of reach out to that. Spending the kind of money that they do isn't available for most people, but they didn't start that way. They started off probably in this, I don't know, Sears catalog back in the day, way back when, or in the local. And I'm way going down. I'm just saying that everything has to link together. And if it doesn't, you're making a mistake.
Starting with branding.
Starting with branding.
Right?
Always branding. You're always branding.
And that's it. And people want to jump that step. I mean, I know from, again, firsthand experience, just want to jump right in, not really worried about the brand.
They want to turn a switch on and get leads or get sales. Don't bang on the table. It's very loud. right up here.
Yes. Don't you like that?
Sorry, guys. But yeah, that's and you hear that from owners all the time. It's like, I just spent money. How come I haven't got anything? Well, that people don't know who you are. Just because you throw a shoe ad in front of somebody doesn't mean they're going to buy it.
Still got to have trust.
They're going to have trust. Something's got to be different than the guy that's showing the shoe ad on the next page they're on.
So, I mean, so you guys are here to just light that trust factor on fire, put information in front of people?
It's not just
sooner?
trust. It's just a big integrated system on it. You have to have the trust. You have to have the recognition. You need to have a decent web page. It has to have the right content. It's got to be served. I mean, there's more to it than just building the trust.
It's got to be under 3 clicks, because if people have to click 3 times, they jump off the page and go somewhere else. You know how many people out there drive you to a page and then you got to go to this page and you got to go to this page, and they were ready to buy 2 pages ago, but now they can't find out. There's this whole overblown routine of people basically not realizing that once you've captured them, leave it alone.
I actually appreciate those people who overdo it, try to upsell me. Because by the time I get because by the time I'm like 3 or 4 pages of upsells down, I'm out.
Saves you money.
They save me money.
They do.
So I actually really appreciate it, because by the time I'm like, oh, no, obviously, no, buyer's remorse, right?
Yep. This is where you see analytics really coming into play a lot, because what happens is they drive you down that pathway and you jump out and say, I'm not interested. And then we bombard you with remarketing. Ooh, remarketing. I'll sell you more on remarketing. But you get tired of it. I can use an exact example. I like listening to KTAR sports radio. I really enjoy it. There is one ad I will not comment who it is, that every time I log in to go to that station, I have to hear the entire ad. I can't skip off of it. Sanderson Ford, I'll give them a prop, pops on, and if I want to look at the ad, I watch it. And if I don't, within 5 seconds, I can jump off that ad and listen to the sports that I want to listen to. The other guys, I hate it. I literally will jump off sometimes and reboot on, hoping for a Sanderson ad, because I can get off and on 2 or 3 times before their 30-second ad is up. It's a mistake. And it's a constant mistake. And if somebody isn't paying to that, these are big spenders. Somebody's not watching their analytics. Somebody's not watching the bounce rate off that. Because 30 seconds is a long time to hang in there unless you want to watch the ad.
Right.
Or their analytics is working and enough people stay on
There you go,
that
Jeff.
they're making money, so they leave it and don't care if you're irritated because more people are buying. But that's what the analytics tells you.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing the other point out, because it's all about me.
Right. I always got to reel him back in. It's not all about him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just here in the middle, like trying to stay afloat.
But you understand the concept, right? I mean,
I do. And that was one of the, if you think back a few months back, that's what I reached out about, is I really wanted to start understanding analytics a lot. So here we're getting a lot of web pages. We're doing a lot of different blogs. We're on all the different social media channels. And so now it's at the point of, okay, how do we start refining this? Right? Where do I even begin? Right? Okay, great. We're putting things in Wistia so we can check how long people are holding on, on a particular way. We have a lot of infrastructure there, but I don't know what to look for. We're not analyzing it properly. Right. So I'm kind of the mindset of like, let's get the machine running and then we'll refine it. Right or wrong, that's just been my logic. So I guess that's burning dollar bills.
okay. If you've got it to burn, you're positive. No, that's powerful. If you've got the excess.
It's not that I have it. I just make it happen.
But you do need to let it run. I mean, you do take best practices, try to get it set up correct in the beginning, but no matter what you set up, you still have to go through the process of running it and seeing what happens and tweaking it and making it better slowly over time.
I literally won't take a client if he can't commit to at least 6 months. I just don't see the value in it, because 3 months I'm doing nothing but collecting data. I haven't even really looked at what's working well yet. So if they're not willing to, if they're not willing to at least go 6 months, it's why would I waste their money? Go somewhere else. Is how I look at it. He doesn't always agree with me, but that's kind of how it works sometimes.
Do you see ad spends vary just drastically amongst industries? I mean,
within
what's
the
big
same
driver?
industry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, within the same.
Definitely among industry, but ad spend varies within the same industry just based on the people's willingness and ability. Also on how well it works, because everything comes into play. It could be the website that's doing really well for one. Well, if they're getting a much larger return on ad spend, they're going to spend more.
Right.
It's just kind of how it works.
If SEO is working good and you're spending a ton of money on paid advertising, but you're not looking at the numbers, how do you know? If you don't. If you don't have somebody looking at where it's coming from, you're saying, oh, look, I'm doing these 2 things and they are working. No, but if you put more into SEO, you probably would make more money. or into SEM,
Right.
which we didn't say. You guys went over that last time, right? SEM versus SEO.
Well, no, we really haven't. So
It's pretty straightforward.
yeah, but that's a good point. We'll add it in there versus SEM. Got it. Search engine.
Marketing.
Marketing.
All right. So you don't
Basically paid ads.
Right.
Organic and paid. Search engine optimization is for organic. Search engine marketing, it covers pretty much all paid ads, digital ads.
Right. And they're two different vehicles, and a lot of shops only do one or the other. We only do SEM. You know, we partner with SEO companies, but we ourselves don't really work.
Wait, I'm learning SEO right now.
Yeah, I know. But we're talking
about to be a
about
one-stop shop. Is that what I mean?
it's difficult. It is. I mean, but you want them working together anyway. You still need to see both sets. And the SEO guys need to understand that the SEM guys are driving traffic to them. And then as they drive traffic to them, the SEO gets lifted up. So I'm forcing the SEO up. And I want their lists as people are coming on organically. I want their lists so I can remarket back to those people who showed an interest in SEO. You still have to work congruently.
My understanding was kind of like I think I saw some sort of chart, right? You know, like a lot of times people are using a lot more heavily funding paid ads up front until the organic gets going.
Sure.
Are you seeing
Organic's a lot slower. It takes 3 to 6 months to even start to move anything on SEO. So a lot of times people will start with paid because it can be an immediate, or not immediate, but it's a much quicker pathway to start getting revenue. But they both work hand in hand, especially today with AI and mobile. SEO is getting pushed further, SEO being the organic searches is getting pushed much further down on mobile as you open your phone and you see an AI answer to your question. Then you see paid ads. Then you see the Google My Business. Then you see the SEO stuff coming down below. So it's becoming more and more important to do paid, but traditionally SEO is better to set up your business for a very long term. But if you get them both working, then it's just golden.
Isn't a lot of there's a lot of crossover also, right? I mean, a lot of the base infrastructure that you're needing for SEO stuff is going to cross over into some of the AI stuff as well.
Mostly, yeah. Some of the SEO stuff, like they're going to be targeting different sets of keywords, but they get to see a lot of the keywords that we would be using in
They should
search.
want to see our keywords.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I thought these aren't supposed to work hand in hand. Really.
We're
supposed to.
But sometimes a company will hire them and they'll hire us and they don't ever put us together and we don't.
That doesn't sound like it makes sense at all.
It doesn't.
I mean, you think they do that strategically, or they
I think they do that because they don't know any
naively-
better. Yeah. I
just
think it's someone that, and even I've asked, but the other side maybe doesn't. I mean, they want a bigger budget.
So you think it's just more of a competitive
Sure, it's
competition for
another
the
business.
budget?
It's another business. But I think if we work together, we grow more. If we grow more, you'll spend more.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
That's hard to get across sometimes.
Well,
Because people have budgets.
and it's tough to get over that hill, the tip of that hill. You know.
Plus, I ask all kinds of questions that a lot of owners out there don't answer. You know, what's your return on investment? How much does that cost versus how much does it? I mean, little silly things, but the local guys especially, they're not at that point yet.
And another thing that people don't think about as far as budgets go, not all businesses can scale.
Right.
One of our biggest clients is a school. They only have X amount of seats. They can't go fill more than X amount of people. You know, some people don't have enough warehouse space to house enough product to sell it at a quick enough rate. So there's still a big difference on scale of what you can do.
Service industries, he's got 10 trucks. He's doing really good. But the difference to jump to that next 5 trucks is a humongous uptick of labor and, so
All the infrastructure.
once we sell them to that point, I mean, the company in Hawaii that was building, we sold like crazy, did wonderful, but they said shut it off. And for a year, they've been building the homes that we already sold, so they haven't spent any money with us because we did a great job.
Victim of your own success.
That's okay. He'll come back every time.
Sure.
And that's a good client.
So how long would you say your average client stays on the books?
Well, it's not fair to ask us. We have our primary that's been there for
10 years as of April.
Was it 10 now?
10 years in April.
Well, that's a testimony.
No,
to you guys.
11 years.
Okay. Was that a year ago?
2014.
Okay.
2014 is the year that it started.
All right.
100%.
That's pretty good.
No, that's our main. And we are the ones 7 years now. And we don't take
He
on
was 10 years now.
I don't count COVID.
No, I'm talking about Ron.
Those years, yeah. We really we don't take on 1 to 3 clients a year. That's all we really take on, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're not trying
keep
to rule.
them,
We're
so
not
it
trying to
doesn't
rule the
matter.
world. We're trying to pay our bills.
Oh,
We
He
want
likes
to
to
rule
say
from
that.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. No, I hear you. Having servicing a lot of clients, I've seen the same thing. Built up nightmare businesses in the past, having bars and restaurants, and could just turn into a headache, turn into a big headache.
Yeah.
And so I'm seeing the same thing on the video side. I do enjoy being able to, getting to the visual art side. It has been able to scratch that itch of my artistic side that I didn't think was really there.
Right.
So it is kind of fun to be able to do that in the video space.
Right.
But it is interesting how it is challenging to. I really need to focus this next year. My goal is to focus a lot more on the strategy of the messaging, and the scripting, and working with guys like yourself to kind of like help coach like what needs to be said based off where you're placing it, right? Focusing more on that versus me just shooting something saying, hey, let's go place it. Because that's kind of my mindset, and I'm missing that whole upfront planning portion, which I know a lot of the big houses do. Yeah. That's why I'm not a big house.
well, another thing that you can do as far as for the podcasting to try and choose topics and stuff like that, you can just go to search volume trends and see what is trending in this space, and then base some of the topics off of the trends that people are interested in right now.
Sure. And that's hopefully what we're going to do here.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Throw this in there, and then we'll figure out where to start from there. That's kind of my goal there.
We can just go into some kind of keyword planning tool, just see what the searches are, see what in this industry are the most relevant in today's world and what people want to hear.
Well, I'm kind of really hoping that I can, again, learn from you guys and kind of take this to see exactly what you're talking about there, Jeff. And tools you're going to use to come in here, because I'm kind of hoping you'll kind of take the lead here and say, okay, this is what we're going to talk about, fellas. One of you, and I don't know. I think whoever. I mean,
Well, if we could read your writing,
you know what? I'm writing in all caps just to make it more legible. I specifically, and it's taking me longer too. That's why I couldn't even pay attention, because I'm writing repurposing, and I'm trying to write legibly and actually where you could actually read. So yeah, it's you're right. Okay.